Hey guys, I just wanted to go over this review with you so that you would have all the answers that you need for your test on Thursday. So what's super important is the triangle so that you know that you have your formula correct for all of your math problems. So we always know that mass goes first, it goes on top, it goes in the house, it goes in the calculator first. If it's on top, that means that anything below it is going to be divided by. And then we have density and we have volume. And remember, when we're looking for something, if we don't have it, we cover it up. So when we're looking for density, we're going to cover it up, and it's going to be mass divided by volume. If we're looking for volume, it will be mass divided by density. And then our saying is side by side, we multiply. So when we're looking for mass, we're going to multiply density times volume. Number one, the mass of an unidentified rock is 11.5 grams. This is our mass. Students determined the volume of the rock by placing it in a cylinder of water. So we're going to come over here to find our volumes. Okay, and we know that when we use a graduated cylinder, it's going to be ml. Our water level is at 30. That's our starting or initial water line. And then it raised to 35. So to find volume of an irregular shaped object, we're going to subtract. 35 minus 30 is 5. So our volume is 5 milliliters. So we're going to write that right here so that we can use it. All right, so then the students calculated the density. So we're looking for density. We're going to cover up the D, and we're going to mass divided by volume. I have my calculator here. So let me put it here for you to see. And it's going to be 11.5, remember, because mass always goes in the calculator first, divided by 5 milliliters equals 2.3. So we're going to write our density of our unknown substance is 2.3 grams per milliliter, or cubic centimeters. Remember, centimeters cubed, 1 centimeters cubed equals 1 milliliter. So we're looking for this number of 2.3. And it's not here on our chart, but we can find where it belongs. 2.2 to between 2.2 and 2.7 would be 2.3. So our answer of our unknown substance would be sandstone. And that's how you're going to figure out that problem. So you found your mass, you found your volume over here. When you calculated your density, you got your answer, and then you're going to have to read. It wouldn't fall in between any of these numbers, so the only possible answer is sandstone. All right, number 2. Miss Hobson was given the mass and a description of a mineral and was asked to determine the mineral's density. Is there enough information to determine the object's density? If not, what is needed to solve for density? So we're going to go back up to our triangle. We need what 2 things to find density? Mass and volume. And it said you were given the mass, but we're missing the volume. So your answer is the volume is missing. And we need mass and volume to find the density. All right, number 3. The following table contains physical properties of a rectangular sample of a substance. So here's our rectangular substance. We have the length, we have the width, and we have the height. We don't know the density, and we don't know the volume, but we have the mass. So if we go ahead and draw our triangle here, mass, density, and volume, okay, we know that if we have the mass, but we don't have the volume, we have to find the volume. And another way to find the volume is length times width times height. Right? So let's do that. Let's use our calculator. And the length is 2 times, 7 times 16 equals 224. So our volume is going to be 224 centimeters cubed. Now, we can, it says, if there's enough information to determine the object's volume and density. If so, what are the steps to finding the necessary information that's missing? So we found our volume. So volume was found by, and you can just do length times width times height. Our mass was 3,046.4, and our volume was 224. So our density is going to be, we're going to have to divide mass divided by volume. So we're going to come back up here and we're going to say 3,046.4 divided by 224 equals 13.6. So our density will be 13.6 grams per cubic centimeter. Okay, Miss Sisson needs to select a metal to use to build a new desk for herself. She would like the metal to have a density of 3.5 grams per cubic centimeter or greater. Which metal or metals would be appropriate for her to use? Show your work and circle the answers. Okay, or answers. So we may be having more than one answer. Okay, so we're going to come back over to our calculator. Oh, sorry about that. All right. So mass always goes first. 22.1 divided by 3 equals 7.366 or 7.4. Is that greater than 3.5? So yes, so we'll be able to use that one. All right, let's look at our second one. 42 divided by 4 equals 10.5, which is greater than 3.5, so we can use that one. 9.32 divided by 5 equals 1.864 or 1.9. So that would be no because it's smaller. And then our last one is 8.13 divided by 3 equals 2.71, which would also be too small. All right, number 5. A mystery sample has a mass of 15.8 grams and a volume of 3.2 cubic centimeters. So what is the density? 15.8 divided by 3.2 gives us 4.93. Look for evil twins. We don't have any, so they're going to both come down. G/cm cube. All right, number 6. Miss Johnson recorded data about 4 unknown substances below. So here are our 4 substances, A, B, C, D. Here's their mass. Here's their volume. We're going to have to figure out what their density is. 6.95 divided by 3.36 equals 2.06. 4.54 divided by 2.95 equals 1.53. 5.4 divided by 2.97 equals 1.81. And 10.35 divided by 0.48 equals 21.56. Okay, so then it says, she then calculated the densities of the unknown substances and compared them to a table of densities of known substances. So we're going to look down here. Okay, let's see if any of these are close. Okay, and it says, which unknown substance is most likely phosphorus? Well, phosphorus is 1.82, so we're going to look for something very similar to that. Just like in our soda lab, we might have been 1/100th of a point off. So let's look up here. That wouldn't be it, and this one wouldn't be it. But this is 1.81. So my guess would be the mystery substance would be substance C that's closest to phosphorus. So we're going to answer substance C. Now we all like gold, right? Let's scoot this over just a little bit. All right, so this ring has a mass and a volume, the gold bracelet, mass and volume, and this enormous gold bar, mass and volume. And it tells us to calculate the density of each object above and then fill out these blanks. So let's calculate the ring first. 38.6 divided by 2 equals 19.3. 120 divided by 6.22 equals, if we round, 19.3. And then the mass of this gold bar is 10,000 divided by 518 equals 19.3. So remember, like I taught you, that it doesn't matter the mass and the volume. If you took a copper penny or the Statue of Liberty, it's always going to have the same density. It never changes. Okay, so let's not forget our units. Okay, so it says the blank and blank of the gold samples above are different. What are the two samples? Okay, mass and volume. But what of the gold is always the same no matter how much there is? That would be density. Okay, and then the last question says, which of the following is a physical property that will always be constant even if the size of the sample changes? Okay, there you go. Study this review and you will do fantastic on your test.